Now, onto William Bradford Bishop. His crimes are very similar to those of John List. Bishop married his high school sweetheart, Annette. They would go on to have 3 sons together. He spent 4 years in the U.S. Army, and he spoke 5 languages fluently. These include English, Italian, French, Spanish, and Croatian. After his time in the Army, he joined the U.S. State Department, working in foreign service. He would be stationed in Ethiopia and also Botswana. In 1974, he returned back to the States to work as the assistant chief in the Division of Special Activities and Commercial Treaties in Washington, D.C. It's a lot. It's a mouthful. I don't know what that is, so I don't know what he did. That's his title. He earned $26,000 a year, which would translate today to $146,000. Okay, he was doing good. During this time, he lived in Bethesda, Maryland, with his loving wife, his 3 sons, and his mother, Lobelia. Not a cute name. In his spare time, Bradford trained and became a licensed amateur pilot. He also enjoyed camping, skiing, canoeing, and riding motorbikes. He was very involved outdoorsman. Surprisingly, for someone with the government clearance that Bradford had, he was actually battling both insomnia and depression. Now, I wonder how documented this was, as I was always under the impression that depression would disqualify you from certain jobs. And I say this as a person who has my own depression and mental health struggles. #end the stigma. In 1976, Bishop applied for a promotion at work, and unfortunately, on March 1st of that year, he learned that he would not be receiving said promotion. Immediately after getting the bad news, he left work, saying that he felt sick. He then drove to his bank and withdrew several $100s. His next stop would be at the Montgomery Mall, where he bought a hammer as well as a gas can. From there, he stopped at the gas station to fill up both his car and the gas can. He then made one more stop at the hardware store, where he purchased a shovel and pitchfork before heading home. It was around 7:30 to 8 p.m. when Bishop arrived home. It's believed that his first victim was his wife, Annette. Annette was reading a book in the living room when Bradford attacked her with a sledgehammer, killing her. He then attacked and killed his own mother, Lobelia, as she returned home from a walk. She was just going for a walk. She comes home and gets murdered by her son. Lastly, he took his remaining rage out on his sons as they slept. Their ages were 5, 10, and 14. He packed all their bodies into his car. Y'all, he put their bodies in his car, all of them, 5 bodies, piled them up in the car, and drove 275 miles away to Columbia, North Carolina. Now, this has to be for a reason. There's got to be a plan there. Why would you put all 5 bodies? Why? That's a lot of work, first of all, putting 5 bodies in a car. Putting 1 body in a car would be a lot of work, but put them all in a car and then to drive 275 miles away, that is 5 hours. It's 5 hours away. So there's something specific. I don't know what it is specifically, but there's something very important about Columbia, North Carolina, because he picked that to drive 275 miles away to, with 5 bodies in the car. Once he was there, he dug a hole in the woods, the forest, right? He dug a hole in the forest, placed the bodies inside of it, and lit them on fire. Now, this fire might have been a bad idea for Bradford. I mean, the murders were a bad idea, okay? It's all a bad idea. These fires were a bad idea because it sparked the attention, like it caught attention from people, right? It actually caught the attention of the forest rangers, and they arrived shortly to find the scene. But by that point, Bishop was gone. So he had a head start, but not as long of a head start as John List did. It would later be discovered, shortly after the fire was started, that Bradford's credit card was used to purchase tennis shoes at a store in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Okay, so the owner of the store remembered selling the shoes to a man that was matching William Bradford Bishop's description. The owner went on to say that Bradford was not alone. He was accompanied by a woman and a dog, believed to be the bishop's family dog. The owner of the store remarked that Bradford and the woman seemed to be a couple. The woman held the dog on a leash as Bishop entered the store quickly to purchase a pair of shoes. The owner described the woman as looking Caribbean. I don't know what to make. I don't know what to make of that. Okay, seriously, what does looking Caribbean mean? It just seems like such a very random thing to say. I've never heard anybody say that before. I don't know what that means. It would make sense if he said like that she sounded Caribbean. That's not what he said. So I did a quick Google search of Caribbean people and came up with many images of people ranging from what looks like a mixed race complexion to like African American, darker black toned complexion. I don't know. Maybe she had dreads. Maybe that's why he said she looked Caribbean. Okay, so I think that she was of light brown complexion with dreads. Because if she was a darker complexion, I'm sure the owner would have just said that she was black. Within about 9 days, a neighbor contacted the police. A neighbor of the Bishop family. Like, they were like, where are they? Neighbors, you know? My neighbors would never. You know why? Because I never talked to them. I would say, like, maybe you should talk to your neighbors, but I don't know. I really don't. The neighbor was, like, all concerned, so they did a welfare check. And when they got there, I think there was, like, some blood. It was a little suspicious. So they entered the home. So, but, like, where John List had a whole month head start before, Bradford Bishop's head start was only, like, a little over a week. So, yeah, neighbor was concerned because she hadn't seen any activity from the family in a few days. And during the welfare check, a local detective found blood on the front porch. Eventually, dental records would be used to confirm that the bodies that were found in the North Carolina forest were those of the Bishop family. Suspicion quickly turned towards Bradford, who still couldn't be found.